Hey guys, MI Treasure Hunter here, back with another Pokemon Go tips and tricks, and today we're going to continue on with the bot topic. Yesterday I came out with a video that was for max XP. It will rank your player up extremely fast. Within a couple of hours you can be in the 20s from zero. Low 20s, but still. You can be in the 20s from 0 XP in just a matter of a couple of hours. Now, that's very risky. It is only for basically starting a new account and getting up to a higher XP level as quick as possible, but you're taking maximum risk. So you only run it to get up to that 20 something. If it gets banned, it gets banned. Anyways, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today's video is going to be going over the same bot, but setting the configuration settings differently to make it look more human. The object of setting up the bot this way is to try to trick the system and to keep your account from being banned by making it look like a human player. So, without further ado, we are going to go ahead, and everything like yesterday will be the same as far as downloading the file, setting up the file as far as, entering your username and that data. And after that, you go into the auth file and you make sure that that's correct. I'm not going to go back into that because I don't want to have to close, and change my accounts and hide all that. So we're going to jump right past all that point because that's in yesterday's video. It's going to be exactly the same. We're going to go right to the config file. So we're going to have to go ahead and right click on that, and like yesterday I would suggest Notepad++. I'm going to open it up and we're going to get started. Try not to go too fast, but I've went through this so many times that basically it's getting kind of redundant for me. So first things first, absolutely right here, the first setting to change. Auto update, just like yesterday, change it to false. We don't want this auto updating. I'm going to kind of go down through and just look at these different settings. And you can read all the settings and carefully change some of them that you might want to change, but be careful which ones you change. Okay, we want to make sure the latitude and longitude of where you want your player to be is set correctly. It seems that when you set up the account that it sets it up correctly. It puts it in these files, but you can double check that. So the next actual thing that we're going to change is our walking speed. So walking speed in kilometers per hour. So if you think about how fast the average human walks, the default was 31. That's way too fast. That's like car speed. So we're going to set it anywhere safely between 4 and 6. Set that to 4. It might be a little bit low. You could set it to 5. You could set it to 6. If you think about it in the game, 6 kilometers per hour is what they have set for bicycles. So don't think that I would set it for 6, because if you're going to run this for hours on end, and it does run for hours on end flawlessly, it's going to seem like you're running the whole time. So I'm going to set mine at 4. Let's see. Max locations. Going to leave that alone. Yesterday we changed these two criteria. Going to leave them alone. Going to go down to right here what we changed yesterday. You can change again. It's up to you what you want to keep as your minimum CP Pokemon. Because this is going to be walking around and collecting slower, I'm going to go ahead and set it a little bit higher than the default, but lower than yesterday. I'm going to set it at like 1650 to keep everything, if it's got 1650 or not. A lot of this is going to stay the same. We are going to use the incubators, the lucky eggs. So we got incubator use true. We're going to use constant the lucky egg, because that does help with XP, and we're going to change use lucky eggs while evolving. We're going to change that to true. That's kind of one that you can play around with if you don't want it. Use incense constantly, true. That's just so when one comes into your inventory, you're using it. Obviously, incense and moving around, you will conjure more Pokemon. Okay, so now we're back down to the sniping stuff. Just like yesterday, we are going to get all this out of the way. False. We don't want anything to do with sniping. That is a red flag. So online locator, use snipe online location server should say. False. Get sniper info from Pokies. No. False. Get only verified from Pokies. False. Keep going down. Gonna keep those the same. Max travel distance. Okay. Max travel distance. That's how far you're going to travel in meters. You don't want it too high, you don't want it too low. Obviously the default is 1,000. We're trying to basically set this to change the settings up to make us not look stand out so much. So we're going to change the default, and this is how far you travel from your home location that you set as your coordinates. So 4 to 500 would probably be sufficient. I'm going to go ahead and do it at 400. All this about Pokeballs, just going to leave all this the same. Next one we're looking at enable humanized throws. This is a big one. We're going to put this to true. And what it does when you put it to true is basically it's going to throw like a human actually does. You're not going to catch them perfectly. The computer's not going to throw perfect balls. It's going to randomize it up. It's going to miss some, it's going to not catch some. It's going to miss some altogether. It's going to throw some bad throws. Like I said, it's got all the random stuff here. I'm not going to change the values. I'm just going to kind of leave these random, but enabling to true is going to make it more human-like because there is a level of error built in then. Transfer duplicate Pokemon. I got it as true because I don't want to keep a bunch of Pokemon. You can set it as false if you want to keep all your Pokemon. Obviously, you're going to fill up your inventory pretty quickly. So I got mine as false. I should say I got mine as true as far as transferring. True, I do want it to transfer. And pretty much that goes over the initial setup of the first round of settings. Okay guys, so along the lines of Pokemon not keeping more than one, right here Pokemon not to transfer pretty much is overriding that. So these right here are Pokemon that you will keep more than one of, even though it's set to true as far as to transfer more than one. Any Pokemon that you list up in here, basically it'll keep no matter what their CP level is. Say that you do want to keep more than one of a particular type. I'm going to add in the Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. I'm going to add all them into the don't get rid of list. This part is totally up to you on your preference. Okay guys, next thing what we're going to do is we're going to, just like yesterday, all these that are in the ignore, we're going to go ahead and copy and cut these out of there because we don't want it to ignore any Pokemon whatsoever. And we're just going to add them to the evolve. So it's going to catch all these that it would have otherwise passed up, and when you're passing them up, you're passing up XP, and XP with leveling up and such and so forth. So we're actually going to just add them from to ignore them, that now they're going to catch them, and they're going to evolve them when enough candies are there. So it'll automatically evolve these. So, and on to the next part. Okay guys, so the last part of this adding Pokemon and the filtering, we're just going to skip through this section. You can look through it, you can feel free to change anything here, but what we're going to come down here and do um, is once again this list down here. This is basically the full, pretty much full list. It's not the complete list, but it's a lot of it. And gonna go ahead and once again copy all these, copy them, not cut them, and we're gonna add these to the Pokemon not to transfer, and then I'm gonna go through and individually delete some of them. Alright, that pretty much sums up this part of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this file, and then we'll get on to the next part. Okay guys, so one of the most important things to trying to fool the system basically is right back in the auth file. I have nulled out my username and password so you guys don't take that, but as you can see, and this is in every version of Necrobot, it is all the same. So if they just put out a blank look for this device ID, they could ban everybody that's using this that hasn't changed anything. So how important is it to change this? Extremely important. We're trying to fool the system. So we're actually going to extract, pull the device ID out of your Android phone. Now don't use my phone unless you have the same phone, because the criteria has to match. You know, I got a Samsung Galaxy J7, you know, so don't put my information in, because it's still going to end up, you know, it's just not going to work. So I'm going to show you how to extract the information, copy it, paste it into here, but how to use your very own phone to get this information. And once that's done, you're going to basically be as ban proof as pretty much humanly possible. Okay guys, for the next step, you're going to have to go to the Play Store and you're going to have to download this app right here. It's completely free, and it's going to be the app that will give you all the information to fill in for the device information. So go to the Play Store, download CompuZ, and then run it. I just brought mine up on the screen. You don't have to obviously hook your phone to your computer. So basically when you go ahead and run it, it's going to give you all the information that's needed. Okay guys, so you've got CPU-Z installed. All your information is here. It's in between basically these two screens. Now the names are going to look a little bit different that are on here, but are going to be close to over here. But I'm going to break it down for you. We get to skip all the way down to device ID. Okay, now device ID is the same as build ID. So your device ID, it says right here, you're going to look for build ID. Now unfortunately, because this is your phone and you just can't copy and paste it, so basically you have to manually type that in, and it needs to be correct. So device ID is, like I said, build ID, so you got to type that number in. The next one down that we check, Android board name, is board. So we go back and we find board. So Android board name, is board. So you want to type that information in. Now the next one down, bootloader. Bootloader basically is bootloader. Find that under system, bootloader. Alright, now we get to device brand. Obviously device brand is going to be manufacturer. So device brand is manufacturer, which is Samsung. For me, it's going to be whatever your phone is. Next one down, device model. Device model is simply model. And we're going to go ahead and type this whole thing in, including the part that's in the whatever them quotations. Next one down, device model identifier. Device model identifier is also model. But we're not going to put the quotation marks. Next one down, device model boot. Device model boot is basically your hardware. Device model boot is QCOM. Hardware manufacturer. Hardware manufacturer is going to be the manufacturer once again. Hardware model number. Now the hardware model number, I found that actually the hardware model number is this. What is in the whatever them quotations. I guess that's what they're called. But not going to put it in quotations, just going to do what's inside the quotations. Okay, then we got firmware brand. That is going to be your Android version number. Well, I shouldn't say number. I've seen numbers put in, I've seen names put in. I'm actually going to put it in because mine is Marshmallow, but I'm actually going to type out Marshmallow. Do that. Now, firmware tags stays, you don't touch it. Firmware type, you don't touch it. Now, and this is the last part. This is kind of redundant. Got to do this in steps not to mess it up. Under the firmware print, the very first part that I've got highlighted, that is your manufacturer. So you're going to put the manufacturer of your phone, whoever that is. Mine is Samsung. Next is the model. So I'm going to actually put the model down. And doggone it, I'm just, you know what, just gonna back up. So I'm going to do the model without the quotation. The next part is your operating system. So the first part would be the operating system spelled out, and the second part is going to be the version. So basically, I'm going to type in Marshmallow right here. These quotations stays the same, and this would be the version, and that is correct. And basically, that is it. The rest of it stays the same. You don't touch the rest of this. That all stays the same. So like I said, don't use my information. It's not going to do you any good. Just download CPU-Z, bring up the information. I ran down through each step what it means, device ID, you know what it means. Just follow the instructions, look on your own phone, and you'll be good to go. Now I'm actually going to stop the video, put my username and password in, and then actually start the bot up. Alright guys, so we got all them settings done and saved. Make sure that you save the files. And after that, basically you have as ban proof of a bot that you can possibly make at this point. It's not the most efficient bot, but it has the least probability of getting banned because of the stuff that we put in. Now, let me reiterate. Put your own phone information in. Don't put my phone information in. It's not going to help you. You need to put your own phone's information in. It does make a difference. So we're going to go ahead and try to start this for the first time. So we're going to go ahead and let me see, where did I put my, okay, I put my run as Central Park. So logging in, and there it goes. And right off the bat it caught a Charmander. So this is a level 22. At the current rate, it will level up in supposedly about 14 minutes. It tells how long it's going to take to walk to the next Pokestop. Obviously, it gives the information of when it transfers, when it catches, when it transfers, when it's the status of the incubators, if it's running lucky eggs or not. So there it is, guys. This is the most ban-free bot setup. I know this has been a long video, but there was a lot of information. Just pause the video, back the video up to, to go back over stuff. But just follow what I told you to change. You can tweak stuff a little bit more, but be careful. Don't get into anything crazy. And anyways, so I need you guys to smash that like button, and everybody out there that's watching these videos to subscribe. So until the next video, and I'm not sure exactly what the next video is going to be. The next video might be a bot running on an actual Android phone. That's an interesting one. That is one that's pretty difficult to set up. No root is needed. No root is needed, so that's a good thing. And it's an Android only, so iOS will not, be able to use this method. But it is a legit bot that you can run right from your phone. Not as efficient whatsoever as running it with your PC, but hey, it would allow you to actually install on your phone and actually take your phone with you, turn the bot on and off as you wish. So anyways, till the next video, guys, take care.